and welcome to another weekend reading vlog from me, Johanna, me, my dog and books. This weekend, well, it's Friday afternoon. I finished work, so it's 4 o'clock. I finished work about an hour and a half ago, so I've been doing the final touches to the weekend reading vlog that you'll have seen last week, getting that up and on the YouTubes, and packing because the OH is on his way back to pick me up, and then we'll head up to St Andrews for the weekend. Oh, it's one of my favourite places. It's only about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in peak time traffic. It's Friday and we'll be back down on Sunday, so taking you folks with me. So the reason the OH is up is because the Dunhill Golf Championships is on, which is free, I think, all weekend. Well, certainly when we go on Saturday, you can take the dogs along and it's free. But the reason I go is because it's the championship where like all the celebrities come along and play. So Bill Murray's there, Andy Garcia, Michael Douglas, Catherine Newton, loads of different celebs are playing over the weekend. It's an annual golf championship. It plays at the old course in St Andrews, and if you know anything about golf, that is the course in the world in the gorgeous place. And to be fair, the golf course itself is lovely to walk around. Plus in St Andrews, okay, ye olde university city, where also, if you're into the royals, Prince Andrew and Kate Middleton went to university and met, etc, etc. Anywho's, they have an amazing Toppings and Co bookshop, which me, Lucy and Patty have been in before. Actually, the picture on like my profile picture on all my socials, including YouTube, are from the three of us sitting in Toppings and Co in St Andrews. Plus their charity shops are top tier. Plus it's autumn, so yeah, I'm just finishing up getting packed. I've got all the kids stuff. Lucy is sitting in this crate here, which is one of the crates that we put in the car. The other one's in the living room. Don't know why she's chosen to lie in there. Patty's through another room. They know something's afoot because when I'm getting the bags out and all of that, but I'm so excited to take you folks with me. The last time I was in St Andrews was Hogmanay. So it was it was Hogmanay. We normally, that was the last time we were there for a few days. Hogmanay, aka what people outside Scotland call New Year's Eve. So we were there for like the day before and the first. And that was just before I'd started my booktube, which I started in January. So I have not taken you with me to St Andrews yet. So you'll be coming along. There'll be books I'm reading. So I'll give you the review of Friends of Dorothy, which I finished, and my current reads I'll chat you through, as well as obviously having a nosy in all of the thrifted books and bookstores there. Cannot wait! So, come along with us. So that's us on the road to St Andrews. The OH has picked us up. And what is it, an hour and a half, David? An hour and a half. So David's been up there since yesterday, and today he saw Bill Murray. He actually fist bumped Bill Murray. This is my aim for the weekend, because I wear my usual bright clothes. Bill Murray likes his bright clothes on the golf course. And Lucy and Patty have their cute Halloween neckerchiefs. We're going to get spotted. That's my thing. That's what I think. Anyway, in addition, there's the bookshops and the charity shops and all that. It's looking dry tomorrow, fingers crossed. And hopefully we get up there and in a wee cottage, like 7 or 8 minutes outside St Andrews. And I'll show you a bit around that when we get there. So we've just parked. This appears to be, I don't know which cottage is ours. David, is this ours? Ooh, look at this. This is where we're staying for the weekend. Oh, this is lovely. We've got neighbours. Look at that! Mill Cottage. Ooh. I'll let BOH get us in. This is lovely. Look at this. And obviously the lighting in here is terrible without daylight, so I'll sit over here maybe. See me. Yeah. So, what book are you reading, David? I found a book on the bookshelf where I was looking through some of them. I think there's one that's like some sort of Scientology book, but like a different thing. Anyway, I'll show you tomorrow. What's the book you've got, David? It's got maps in it.
Mountaineering Guide.
A Mountaineering Guide to the Isle of Skye. From what year? Like, how old is it? It looks quite old. It's got old maps and everything, and I love the map. Oh.
15 shillings.
It's worth 15 shillings. It should say first published. 1954? Looked older than that. Anyway, it's a creepy little cottage. Look at the ceiling. And honestly, wait, like...
First published 1923.
1923 it was published. I'll show you the book. Yeah, the Island of Skye. We just call it the Isle of Skye. Not the Island of Skye. Those are maps. David loves the map. David loves the map. Look, I'll give you a sneaky peek. There's at least 1, 2 up there. But I'll show you them tomorrow when we've got daylight. Say bye, kids. Till tomorrow. It's Saturday morning. There's the spirit. And we're going up to the garden. Look, the llamas are over there. Oh, and this is our wee cottage. Oh. I was not bringing them out here in the dark, but it's lovely. I had to come round here in the dark last night for them to do their bedtime pee. David came with me because I was not doing that on my own. But listen to this. Birds. This is so nice. Right, I've got my hands full, so I'm going to open this gate and I'll take you up where the llamas are. So over there, look at the llamas, there's 3 of them. Just enjoying the field. I've zoomed in a wee bit. Hopefully later on today they'll come close, but they might not because of these 2. Shush. Look at them. Patty, do not bark at the llamas. This is delightful. That one's lying down. Oh. Right, come on kids. Let's do the business. Oh, is this an apple tree? It is. Oh, look at that apple. Do you think they're edible? Wonder if I could. This is a nice morning, isn't it? Oh, firstly, look at the view that I'm sitting looking at while I'm reading my book. Oh, they've got lovely plants. There's a cottage out there. I'll show you the outside front. Oh no, I did that yesterday. Anywho's, it's Saturday morning. So I've already taken the doggos out the back and showed you the garden and the llamas. I'll try and go up to the llamas once I'm dressed without the doggos to see if I can get them to come near me. Anyway, I'm sitting up with a fresh coffee decaf and I'm reading this, Delicate Condition by Danielle Valentine. Came in my horror book subscriptions. It's published by Viper. And so far, so I'm only 48 pages in, but it's described as the feminist update to Rosemary's Baby. So at the moment we've got Anna Alcott, who's married to a guy called Dex. Anna's been in, like, she's an actor, so in TV shows and stuff, but nothing like that propels her into like A-list. But at the same time, she's just like, she's been doing that for 20 years, but she has just had a film which has become quite popular, so she's doing the kind of PR rounds for that, whilst at the same time going through IVF with her husband. And she nearly misses an appointment where, what was it, they do the egg removal. So, I mean, trigger warnings for any sort of fertility. Egg retrieval, and then the second part of that min was, what was it called? Sorry, bear with. Embryo transfer. So she's going through all of that. But we also find out that her husband Dex this is his second marriage, and Anna is friends with one of their friends, Talia, who is a friend of her husband Dex, but also his ex-wife. So that's an unusual one. And then literally in this paragraph, she catches, when she's talking to her friend who's also going through IVF, so they have a bit in common. Her friend Talia apologises because she just realises she's mentioned Anna's husband's ex-wife, and she doesn't like to do that. And she said, "I'm so sorry, I don't like to talk about him with her and never talk about their past, not ever." She looked at me smiling. We all deserve a second chance, right? So now I'm already like, what is this second chance malarkey with Dex, Anna's husband, and his ex? And also what we get told in the blurb, which I haven't quite, well, it kind of happened with one of our medical appointments, is Anna starts to think that something or someone is trying to stop her from getting pregnant. And then I think later on in the book, she's also convinced she's been followed. And then when she finally gets pregnant, someone steals a precious ultrasound photo of her baby. But despite everything she's gone through, not even her husband is willing to believe that someone is playing games with her. So apparently, well, not apparently, I've had it confirmed that this book is the basis of the recent or the newest season of American Horror Story. I'm buddy reading it with two friends that always read a book from her horror book subscription, and she watches, I mean, I used to watch American Horror Story back in the day, but I've not watched it for a good number of years, so I might watch this. She's already saying the book is darker than American Horror Story, so I'll keep you posted. Then just waiting on the OH from getting up. David, are you getting up soon? It's grumble. He's not an early bird like me. So we'll get up, have breakfast, and then it's only 5 minutes or something into St Andrews, and Bill Murray is playing with Michael Douglas and Catherine Newton is playing with Andy Garcia on one of the rounds, so I want to go and see them. They will have started already, so thankfully it takes them about 4 hours to play a game, if not longer, a golf. So we'll go in there. Obviously I'm going to take you to Toppings & Co, my favourite bookshop. Especially their St Andrews one is my favourite. Then there'll be some charity shops. We'll have the dogs all day, so we won't be able to sit in anywhere and have anything to eat because we're crazy. Get Patty on the couch there, if you see her. So it's a lovely dry day, which is good for walking about all day. I'll take you along the course. And I'll also tell you, I did finish Friends of Dorothy, so I'll give you a review of that as well. Do you know, with everything going on in the world, sometimes it's nice to read a book that is just cute and cosy. And that one was it. And it made me giggle. But I'll tell you more about it later. So for now, I am going to finish my coffee, read another chapter or two, and then I'll take you with me. Oh, hopefully to see the llamas first. So I'm going to leave the kids staying here while I go and see if I can pet a llama. I don't think they'll move because the OH is making veggie sausages and potato scones. Let's go! Let's go. I'm dog free, so hopefully they'll find me more appealing. I hope they're through here. Hiya, Bubbas. Hello. I suspect you've got amazing hair. Will you come up and say hello to me? Will you? Hiya. Hello, Llama Llama. Oh, look, it's coming to say hello. Will you come and say hello? I don't like the tunas, they're really tasty. And your friend over there has an epic fringe, or as they call it in America, bangs. Come here. I'm just going to tell you right now, you have lovely hair. You're so pretty. You all are. It would be really nice if you came and so I could stroke your head. But I appreciate I might be scary looking and you're just sussing me out as you chew on your grass. You have a wee scratch. Oh my god, this is the best back garden ever. Oh, look at them, look at them! That's us here, some coffee drops. This is the old course and Monks Championships. Oh, we'll go round. Patty does not like being left behind. Don't you not, Patty? There's David. So I've just left David and Patty because he's meeting his cousin who's also up, and me and Lucy Lou are heading to Toppings and Co because I couldn't handle 2 dogs and being in a bookshop was just too much for me. So heading there now, and obviously there'll be loot bags.
I have to read it now. I didn't even realise there'd be a book about it. Oh.
Watch your head. We're back home. Kids are having their Kongs in their crates for safety of us having pizza and chips. Adam's family's on, and I'll speak to you soon because we're about to eat that. And I am knackered. Are you guys knackered? We've walked for about 6 hours today. Woo! Come back out to see the... Look what I've got. Oh, I've got some carrots for you. Do you want to come and see me? Hello. Hiya. Oh, I don't think that one's come to see me. Lucy and Patty barked at them earlier, so now I think they're scared. Thanks, guys. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Patty, come and say hello. Back you up. Here she is. We're both great girls yesterday. It was a very long day. Pretty much walking around for 6 hours. So last night after our dinner, excuse my face, my hair, I've only just put my moisturiser on, so no, Patty don't like my face. So last night I was just in and out of consciousness with the telly on. I couldn't stay awake. I was absolutely exhausted. I think it's because when I've got the two of them out, we're out all day and like on high alert, and you can't really sit down in a cafe and have a quiet coffee or anything with these two because they kick off. Anyway, but when the OH and Patty were on the telly, I went to Toppings & Co, as you know, and I bought 2 books. I actually asked them if they had So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison in, but they didn't yet. So I went for a different one. I'm very tired, and I think it's because this is a lovely wee cottage and I'm very grateful and all that, but I miss my own bed, and that bed is comfy enough, but I kept waking her up last night and the night before, and I think it's just catching up with me. Anywho, one of these is a new book and one is an older one that I've had on my list for ages, and I'll show you that one first. It's Hill House by Richard Matheson. So Richard Matheson wrote I Am Legend. I think it's the same Richard Matheson, let me check. Yeah, I Am Legend, which I love. And this one, now I don't know when this one came out. 1990, no, it says 1971 and then renewed 1999. One of the reasons, so I think this was discussed on a podcast, but also Hill House is the scariest haunted house novel ever written, says Stephen King. So it says, for over 20 years, Belasco House has stood empty. Its shadowed walls have witnessed scenes of almost unimaginable horror and depravity. 2 previous expeditions to investigate its secret met with disaster. The participants destroyed by murder, suicide or insanity. Now a new investigation brings 4 strangers to the forbidding mansion who are determined to probe Belasco House for the ultimate secrets of life and death. Each has his or her own reason for daring the unknown torments and temptations of the mansion, but can any soul survive what lurks with the most haunted house on earth? It's also blurred by Peter Straub. It says, one of the absolute best contemporary horror novels, one of my favourites. So this has been on my books I want list for ages. So that sounds perfect for this season. And then I saw this on one of the tables, and when it comes to this time of year, you will start to see that I gravitate much less towards romance or anything, and very much towards murder, mystery or horror when it comes to, or thrillers. Christmas! This one, sorry I said the C word. This one, and I said I wasn't going to until the 1st of November, but too late now. Murder for Christmas by Francis Duncan. It says the perfect classic mystery. It's quite small. Mulled wine, mince pies and murder. So they basically, somebody's been invited to spend Christmas at a country retreat, and then they arrive on Christmas Eve and all the festivities are in full flow, but there's also tension amongst the guests. Then midnight strikes and the party goers discover more than presents lying under a tree. There's a dead body too. A dead body that bears the striking resemblance to Father Christmas. With the snow falling and suspicions flying, it's up to Manazie to sniff out the culprit and stop someone else from getting murder for Christmas. Someone, honestly, any sound outside and Patty's like, shush. Someone is literally shutting their door. Nods towards Agatha Christie, but retains crackling atmosphere of dread and horror that will chill the heart, however warm your fireside. So those two will be on my list. Currently reading Delicate Condition, as I mentioned. It's kind of like a feminist spin on Rosemary's Baby so far. I'm 150 pages in. This is good. It's also quite graphic. I would also say all the content warnings for anything to do with pregnancy, infertility, all of that, avoid this, because I can't imagine reading this if you've experienced any of those things or are experiencing them. So avoid that. If that's not a trigger for you, this is so good. At the moment, so we have our main character has been going through IVF, and which she's been struggling with. Then there's hope, then there's not, and between those two there's a lot of graphic stuff happens, but she also feels like she's being stalked by someone determined for her not to have a baby. Even to the point when she was had gone through a miscarriage and was getting a follow-up with the doctors when she was in hospital, and she's sitting and they're like, we'll need to pay you for an ultrasound, and she's like, no, I had one earlier this morning, and they're like, no you didn't. So on that point, side note, there is a lot of commentary about how women aren't believed when it comes to their own medical care. Interesting. Any women can relate to that. And anyway, she goes, no, yeah, I was. And her husband goes, yeah, she was. I was there with her. So then obviously the medical staff believe her because it was validated by a man. Anywho's, they're like, they said, oh, it was a woman called Meg, and like, we only have one ultrasonographer, or whatever you call them, and that's not them. So I am really enjoying this. It's pretty dark though. And I think I said it's what this book is what the latest season of American Horror Story is based on. So that is where I'm at just now. I'm also still reading Cackle, but I haven't got any further on from when I told you last weekend reading vlog. So I'll get into that. We need to check out before 10 o'clock. So we're just going to go into St Andrews and get breakfast there and kind of eat it on the way home. And then this afternoon, about late afternoon, look, it's raining out. Then late afternoon, I'm going to sit in my neighbour's house and look after their Labradoodle? Yeah, Labradoodle. I was going to say cockapoodle. Labradoodle Murray, because they're going out for dinner for a few hours and he's not very good on his own, and I was going to bring him into the house, but I think Patty and Lucy would gang up on him, and then two dogs plus a giant one in the house, just be carnage. So I'm going to take you folks, I'm a cross stitch. I'll let you meet Murray. He is a big teddy bear, he's lovely. Anywho's, I said I was going to tell you about the books in this bookshelf, so I'm going to do that now. I had to put the big light on for this. I have a thing about big lights, I don't like big lights being on, but it was too dark. Said bookshelf, okay? And there are actually some good books in here that I've read and recommend. Some of those are Wild Swan by Chang. This is fabulous. This was written in the early 90s, I think. Non-fiction, about three generations of, well, it says 3 daughters of China. Like, don't let the chonkiness put you off. I highly recommend this. Weirdly, one I read when I was in my late teens, The Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama. But there are some weird books in here, I'll get to those in a minute. Great Gatsby. Can't beat a Dan Brown, but look at this edition. This is a very old edition. It's also a US edition. Don't know how old it is. Let's see. It's like one of the pages I read. 2000. 2000, and then classic, and it's actually the exact same edition that I've got. It's To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Brilliant book. Bill Weech doesn't like it though. You think it's overrated. Let's see. Oh, I've read this. I prefer the cover. I've got this 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. So there's an abandoned house, and it was once in the imposing home of the March family. Fascinating, manipulative Isabel, Charlie, her brutal and dangerous brothers, and the wild untamed twins, Emmeline and Adeline. But Anglefield House conceals a chilling secret whose impact still resonates. I recommend this. It gave me gothic haunting vibes. Then there's like, oh yeah. Oh, this is a good book. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. This is a very touching and charming and gives you giggles, but also it's just, I just highly recommend it. You follow Harold Fry leaves his home one morning to post a letter with his wife hoovering upstairs. He has no idea what he's about to walk, that he is about to walk from one end of the country to another. He has no hiking boots or a map, let alone a compass, waterproof or mobile. All he knows is that he has to just keep walking to save someone's life. It's beautiful. And there's a movie adaptation, which is phenomenal. Oh look, I've never read this. I've never seen this cover before. The Princess Bride. Is that the one the movie's based on? I would assume so. It's a 25th anniversary edition because it was first published in 1973. We haven't got to the weird ones yet. Well, one of my fave Shakespeare's, to be fair, and I'm not a big Shakespeare fan, but my English teacher made us read a lot of them. There's another classic here that I've not read. I don't think I plan on reading it. Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Look at the size of the type. It's tiny. That really puts me off small type. Then there's ones like, oh, like, look at this old one. Born free, as free as the wind blows. I mean, look how old that is. 62. I think this one was what in 62? 1962. Then, wait till you see this. Me and the Wakes were looking at this yesterday. Where There's No Doctor, a Village Healthcare Handbook. This is an actual handbook of things to do if there is no doctor around and you live in a village. So, avert your eyes. But
I'll not show you that one. It's hemorrhoids. Like, oh. If you don't like, I mean, it's an illustration. There's things like tapeworm and how to avoid it, and then other worms, cleanliness at home. There's also one of how you can make, we found like how you can make a walking stick and how you can deal with broken bones, as well as how to help deliver a baby and the placenta bit. Bonkers. I mean, handy if you live somewhere that doesn't have an NHS. And then there is one, there's the classics, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Then there was this one here that gave me Scientology vibes because I've never heard of this religion, Master Path, the light and sounds of teaching. But there is, what I did notice and I thought was interesting, is there's a price list of, which always gives me a wee bit like, a price list of the different recordings and books that you can get to make your way through the different paths of this particular religion's enlightenment. And there was a picture in here that kind of gave me a wee bit of the... Right, so I think it was created by this dude, Matheson. And then this is where the picture of meeting the masters. I'm all very inclusive for people to have faith, religions and no faith in religion. This one seemed quite interesting. Master Path, divine, the path to your own mastership lies within you. Somewhere set in Temecula, CA, is that California? I don't know anyway, so that was an interesting one. In the same instance, they've got Paddington Bear and Painters on Paintings. Honestly, it's eclectic, I have to say that. Quite like the cover of this one, never heard of it. The Watchmakers of Filigree Street. He lived his life like clockwork until he met the watchmaker. Oof. Yeah, so I'll give you a zoom in. It's definitely an eclectic mix of books. I just love having a right good nosy at books in people's bookshelves. Like, there's Lord of the Rings and everything here, as well as, you know, quite random books of different religions. I mean, you've got the Buddhist book there, and then you've got like how to Reader's Digest, and then down here they've got like DVDs, because this is a TV from the noughties, I think. It's only got Freeview, which is quite nice for a wee change. So no streaming services on there, and then some games and stuff. So it was quite cool. It's quite cool. Isn't it, Patty? Where's your sister? Sleeping on your dad's bed. Yes, sleeping on your dad's bed. Wow, are we going home today? Are we going home? Yeah!
Hello! I'm back home. Well, actually not in my home. If you look around, I'm actually in my neighbour's house. I am Murray. Oh, you're a good dog. They're away out for dinner and their dog Murray gets a bit of separation anxiety. So I brought my cross stitch, my laptop so I can watch some YouTubes. I've got this so I can talk to you about it. My cross stitch, okay, so I'm still doing my bookie one. I haven't forgotten. Oh, but the recent one I've got is Halloweeny. And I thought I better get, it's nearly middle, well it's not, it's the start of October. I'll need to get onto it. Otherwise I'll not have finished. So I've put the Bookish cross stitch aside for now. And I'm starting, I mean, in very early days. Oh, where's this one? Where's this come from? You don't know what it looks like, but it's effectively a haunted house. So my neighbours got me some Oreos. I've got my chai tea, and I'm just going to sit here and stitch. And well, they've got Grand Designs on the telly, so I might watch a bit of that, but I'm not sure. Anywho's, just a bit of metal, so getting stuck to that. I thought I'd tell you about. Actually, before I do, it's just good getting home. Even though I know I'm not sitting in my own home right now, it's just good getting home in it. Like, I'm very privileged that I can go away and spend time away from home, like wee holiday weekends and stuff. But boy oh boy, there's no place like home, like your own comforts and your. That cottage was lovely, right? But because their toilets and stuff weren't set up to the mains, it runs off a septic tank, which is fine, it's all whatever it is, but it has a whole other smell. So just being able to go into a toilet that didn't have a smell, and not a bad smell, it's just like a very chemical smell, which I didn't like. But I'm very picky. Anyway, my neighbour's house is very comfy. I mean, this is a comfy couch. And then look at their kitchen through there. So they're directly next door to us. So I've never came in and looked after him like this before. Normally he goes, her mum is away on holiday, so they're making some nice stuff, making some nice food. Look. Do you ever watch food getting made on TV shows and it just makes you hungry? Well, I thought I'd just bring you with me. So the OH is literally through the other house, not through the wall because we're detached. He's playing PlayStation, as you know. And, oh yeah, I don't know if I did. He's playing PlayStation, playing golf. I was going to tell you about Friends of Dorothy by Sandi Toksvig. So this was a book that I got from Pride Book Tours because I was on their blog tour, or their book tour. I have to post my, excuse me, I'm just eating an Oreo with you, in front of you. I had to post my review for it. What day is today? Sunday? Yesterday. So I finished it, and this is such a lovely book. See, if you're looking for a book that's a bit of an escapism from everything that's happening in the world, which at times we all need to do, this is a book for you. If you have read Claire Pulley's books, who wrote The Authenticity Project, Platform Number 5, I think, and How to Grow Old Disgracefully, which I haven't read them all. It's of the same ilk. Graham Norton blurbs it at top to say, warm, witty and wise, the perfect bam for these turbulent times. So in this you have Stevie and Amber, who are a relatively newly married couple. They're a happily married couple either way. This is their first, like, they've been looking for ages for a new home. And they finally find what they think is their home. So they buy it. And so they're moving in. So Stevie is she's a police officer, and Amber is a paramedic. So they both have quite challenging jobs. They move in and they quickly discover that upstairs on the couch in the house that they've just bought is the previous owner, 80-year-old Dorothy, who is a wise, foul-mouthed woman. And you know what? I love senior protagonists. I love senior female protagonists. They're just great. And they start to go like, what the heck are you doing in this house? This is now our house. I'm like, is it? And then all of that's done. So that is where we start. And it becomes chaos. As it, like, that just whole setup kicks off chaos. There's a local pub in the area that their friend... is it James? Can't remember. Works in. He's also gay, and he knows Dorothy well and lives with his mum and has a bit of a kind of, his mum birthday, doesn't kind of leave the house very much, and I think Dorothy knows her. And anyway, there's all these mix of different characters who are just joyful to read. In saying that, it's like the characters are quirky, it's cosy, but at the same time it does touch on quite poignant themes, themes of Dorothy daughter from many years ago is no longer alive, so that's part of Dorothy's story. Is it Jack? Maybe it is. And also Dorothy has other stuff going on. Stevie and Amber are in the early discussions of what Amber really wants a baby, and there's kind of obviously homophobia in the story. There are some really tender, poignant moments, but overall it had me giggling, it had me enjoying spending time with them. And so if you're looking for a book about escapism that's just joyful and delightful to be around, a bit of escapism from this world, and then this is it. It's got amazing LGBTQ plus rep. I really enjoyed it, so I would say check it out, in my personal opinion. And I finished The Centre, and I realised I don't have the copy of it with me because I've left it through next door. And I haven't quite percolated all my thoughts on it. I'm just going to have something else to munch. I was really excited to go into this, and I have to say it is good. But I don't think I loved it. I think it's hovering at about 3.5, 3.75 star out of 5 stars for me. So in the centre, apologies, I'm just eating because I'm not going to get my dinner till late, because neighbours are out for dinner and I'm having mine when I go back. Actually, David could have just made mine and brought it through, couldn't he? Anyway, in the centre, we follow a main character who is Pakistani and a translator, mostly in Urdu, so but she feels like she's got more to give, so she translates like Bollywood movies, but she has this like really has high esteem for like those that translate literature, and she really wants to translate literature, but obviously interestingly, there's a hierarchy of languages. So there's, certain languages that more books are translated into, English being one of them, obviously, and then like German and a few others. So there's interesting sort of, not really subtle, but commentary throughout about hierarchy, colonialism, racism, language, and what it means to translate languages, or the expectation that you should be able to understand something if you are speaking or have the dominant language as your first or second language. So that's all really interesting. Anywho's, I digress. She meets with a guy who she learns pretty quickly, like after dating him for a while, he can speak a good few languages, and she keeps trying to teach him a bit of Urdu, and he's not getting it. And then he goes, right, okay, I'm going to this place where I normally learn my languages, and he discovers like he basically ends up speaking fluently in her native tongue in like less than 2 weeks. And she says, what is going on, because nobody could do that, I've been trying to teach you for months. And he said, it's this place, but I can't really tell you much about it, it's actually supposed to be a secret, yada yada, but you can give an invite to one person only. And so he decides, like, do you want to be invited? I can get you invited, but really there are like consequences to this. So the place is called The Centre. Pretty quickly, actually, but once she gets the invite, she kind of ends that relationship. That's not a spoiler, I don't think, because that's relatively early on. And then she starts to discover what the centre is about. She wants to learn German because she thinks, in the hierarchy of languages, that's another language that a lot of books also get translated into, and that switches. So she quickly learns German in 2 weeks, fluently. And she realises that you can like learn quite a lot of languages, but then she starts to become aware about how this happens and the workings of it, and it's dark, let's just say that. So overall, I was really intrigued, and it kept me interested, but it didn't keep me as hooked as I would have expected it to do. It was feeling a bit, I don't know, because I read it all in audio and the narration was great, I thought it was all really well done, the narration. And so it wasn't that. I do feel like the part of the way through the story, I felt there was a bit of a lull as you're getting to it, and then I feel quite conflicted because it's got really important social commentary about race and colonialism and religion and language and all of that, which is all really important, and I found it quite a unique story. And then it does go like, there's, you know, it does go pretty dark. There's body horror, it's feminist as well, and something was missing for me and I can't say what it was. So on that basis, I would say, like, don't take my thoughts and feelings about it as verbatim, because I can imagine for some people this will be like easily 4 or 5 star reads. For me, it's still a good read. If I rate something 3 out of 5 stars, that is a good read. I enjoyed it. Didn't love it. Would I recommend it? Probably. It depends on the kind of books people are looking for. So yeah, check it out. It's a really unusual premise. I love that the author is writing. She wrote this during lockdown through some writing clubs, and I thought her writing was great. I loved the fact that she was a female author, a person of colour. So for all of that, I do think it's a book that should be supported, because, you know, most books by women are mostly read by women. So we got to support the women, as long as they're a relatively good book and not a TERF. Anywho's, so that was my thoughts on that. If you've read it, let me know. I think 1 or 2 of you might have read it and thought it was a really good book, and I get that. I thought it was a good book for something that was just missing for me, and I'm not really sure if I can put my finger on it yet. I need to write my review. I'll do that tomorrow. So I'll do that. And then I'm going to go in with a wee bit of this. So I'll probably show you it tomorrow morning before I wrap up the vlog, because I'm aware that when I do the vlogs, like not in full daylight, it's a wee bit, the lighting's a wee bit rubbish, isn't it? But anyway, I'm going to sit and do a bit of this. Get a bit of YouTube. I was watching Lauren and the Books, October book haul, and then I'm going to watch Jen's Reading Life as well. Love a bit of Jen's stories on YouTube's, and Books of Lala, and a few others, probably Savage Reads as well. Get through them. Didn't really want to put my YouTube account on their TV because I don't know how to unconnect that. Plus by the time I work that out, so I've just got my laptop. I thankfully figured out their Wi-Fi. Anywho's, that's my thoughts on those books, and I'll hopefully have read a wee bit more of some of the books I'm currently reading so I can let you know about them. And tomorrow I shall be recording my Wednesday video for you, which I think is going to be book recs for spooky season. And if it is, I'll link it in the description below because I'll have put it up before this one. So that was this weekend's weekend reading vlog. I wonder if I should just call them reading vlogs. Well, they happen most weekends. I'll ponder that one. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to St Andrews, to the bookshops, obviously hanging with me and the pups, exploring books, did a bit of my cross stitch. Oh, and wait till I show you what's arrived. So, as you know, I got myself a second-hand Switch, and I've only spent 40 minutes maybe on this, but wait till you see. Wait till you see. You guys know what's coming, don't you? Anyone that's watched this before. Oh yeah, I'm entering the world of Animal Crossing. I'll not start it now, or otherwise you'll end up watching me play Animal Crossing. So, kind of hoping that doesn't take up all my cross-stitching time and reading time. But we never know, we never know. So it finally arrived, third time lucky, getting it second hand. And next weekend, hopefully, because on Thursday this week, but after I start recording next weekend's reading vlog, I should have a car. Finally, we should have a car again. We've not had one since the 2nd of August. That's over 2 months now. So if so, we will be going to get my mum from my wee sisters. My mum will come over for the weekend. For any of you that haven't seen any of my vlogs before, my mum often makes cameo appearances, and I'm going to try and take her. She's not got great mobility, but I think if I don't take the dogs, but take my mum, with maybe using me and one of our walking sticks, we can go pumpkin picking. Anyway, if that happens, you guys are coming with me. Yay! Anywho's, I'd love to know what you're reading, so please do let me know in the comments. And if you've watched this far, thank you. And hit me with a golf emoji, any golf emoji. And I will see you again soon in another weekend reading vlog.